Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, most confidential knowledge, and verse number 9. न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति.
Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Prabhu.
Nacha mamtani karmani.
नाच मां कर्माणि
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
Nibadhananti dhananjaya.
उदासीनवद् आसीनम्
Udasina asinam.
आसक्तं तेषु कर्मसु
Asaktam tesu karmashu.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
Nacha mamtani karmani.
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
Nibadhananti dhananjaya.
उदासीनवद् आसीनम्
Udasina asinam.
असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु
Asaktam tesu karmashu.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
Nacha mamtani karmani.
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
Nibadhananti dhananjaya.
उदासीनवद् आसीनम्
Udasina vadasinam.
अशक्तं तेषु कर्मसु.
Asaktam teshu karmashu.
Anyone want to read from Prabhu side?
Nacha mamtani karmani.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
Nibadhanti dhananjaya.
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
Udasina vadasinam.
उदासीनवद् आसीनम्
Asaktam teshu karmashu.
अशक्तं तेषु कर्मसु. Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. नाच मां तानि कर्माणि
Nacha mamtani karmani.
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जया
निबध्नन्ति
Nibadhanti
धनञ्जय
dhananjaya.
उदासीनवदासीनम्
उदासीनवद् आसीनम्
असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु
अशक्तं तेषु कर्मसु. Word by word meaning: no, never;
No, never.
cha, also;
Cha, also.
mam, me;
Mam, me.
tani, all those;
Tani, all those.
karmani, activities;
Karmani, activities.
nibadhananti, bind;
Nibadhananti, bind.
dhananjaya, O
Dhananjaya.
conqueror of riches;
O conqueror of riches.
udasinavad, as neutral;
Udasina, but
as neutral; ashinam, situated;
Asinam, situated.
ashaktam, without attraction;
Ashaktam, without attraction.
tesu, for those;
Eshu, for these.
issue for those
karmasu, activities.
Karmashu, activities.
Translation: O Dhananjay, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. One more time. O Dhananjaya, all these work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities seated as though neutral. Purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One should not think in this connection that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no engagement in his spiritual world. He is always engaged. In the Brahma Samhita 5.6, it is stated, Atma Ramasya Tapasyati Prakritya Na Samagamaha. He is always involved in his eternal, blissful, spiritual activities, but he has nothing to do with these material activities. Material activities are being carried on by his different potencies. The Lord is always neutral in the material activities of the created world. This neutrality is mentioned here with the word Udasinavat. Although he has control over every minute details of material activities, he is sitting as if neutral. The example can be given of a high court judge sitting on his bench. By his order, so many things are happening. Sometimes is being hanged, someone is being hanged, someone is being put into jail, someone is awarded as a huge amount of wealth, but still he is neutral. He has nothing to do with all that gain and loss. Similarly, the Lord is always neutral, although he has his hand in every sphere of activity. In the Vedanta Sutra 2.1.34, it is stated, Vaisamya Naira Grihne. No, he is not situated in the dualities of this material world. He is transcendental to these dualities, nor he is attached to the creation and inhalation of this material world. The living entities take their different forms in the various species of life according to their past deeds, and the Lord doesn't interfere with them. Om Agyanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chachurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pesthaya Bhutale Srimate Sri Rupa Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pesthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is the most confidential knowledge, and it is being in the middle of the section. And Krishna is saying to the Arjuna at the initial 3 verses hearing about the qualifications, and then those who is hearing with faithful and non-envious way, and then with the full faith about this confidential knowledge, then that person will go back to him or attain him. And those who is faithless, and then that person will be forced to this repeated birth and death cycle of this material world. And then chapter 4 to 10, verse number 4 to 10, he is talking about his Aishwarya, so that we can understand the relationship, our relationship with Krishna, and also Krishna's relationship with this material world, how he has created, and then how he's aloof from them also. So Krishna, he creates and he pervades everywhere, and then also he inhalates, and then after that everything is happening under his supreme directions, but he is neutral and detached from all these activities. So that goes from verse number 4 to 10, and then verse number 11 to 25 talks about the fools who neglect the bhakti and divine don't. And then fools means duratma. And 11 to 12 talks about the duratmas, and then after that mahatmas, and then also mahatmas knows that Krishna's divine form, and then also his transcendental nature, and then he takes the shelter, and then he worships with faith. And then also he's indicating about the indirect worshipper, three kind of indirect worshipper: ekatvena, vishvatomukham, and prithatvena. Ekatven means they consider themselves that I am the God. And then vishvatomukham means whole this material nature is the God kind of concept they have. And then prithaktven, they do worship to the demigods. So in among them, prithaktven is better compared to all these two. And then 26 to 34, Krishna, he talks about the glories of the devotional service to Krishna, and he is giving how to perform the devotional service. Just offer the food, patram, puspam, phalam, and then water with love and devotion. And then also he is talking about at the end of the verse, fix your mind and then worship me. And if you are not able to do that one, then just follow my devotees, and then that way you will come to me. So connections of the verse number 8 and 9 is that, let me read. Krishna, he tells in verse number 7 that in of the millennium, all material manifestation enter into his nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by his potency, he creates again. And then after that, he's saying in number 8, the whole cosmic order is under me, under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will, it is inhalated at the end. And then he's saying that how all those is happening, but he is not directly responsible for all those good or evil done in this material world. So the theme of this verse is that Lord is not directly responsible for the good and evil done in this material way, material world. And he's saying all this work cannot bind me. And then also, I am ever detached from all these material activities. So there are 3-4 points here. One is Udasinvat, he is neutral. And then also Srila Prabhupada, he has given the example, analogy of the High Court judge, how he is neutral. And then also he has given the reference from the Vedas, Vedanta Sutra, that how he doesn't interfere. And then also Lord is not engaged in these mundane activities, and he is blissful. He is performing pastime, blissful pastime in spiritual world. And giving the quote from the Sri Brahma Samhita. So we will talk about the Udasin verse. So Lord is always neutral, and he in the material activity in the created world, because he neutral in the sense that whatever living entities, they are acting according to their will, and then also according to their act, means karma, they are getting the good and bad things. In other sense, whatever bad and good thing is happening, that is activity of the jiva, and Lord is sanctioning whatever he has the qualification, accordingly he is sanctioning. And then also he is saying whatever this material activity is carried out by his different potencies. Udasin, meaning is whatever activities is happening, that is being carried by different potencies. So Sri Brahma Samhita, verse number 7, 8, 10 and 15, it describes very beautifully. So I am going to read the verse from the Brahma Samhita, number 7. Krishna never consorts with his illusory energy. Before that, he is Lord Brahma, he is talking about that he has no association with this mundane potency, means in this material world. And then after that, he is saying that Krishna never consort with his illusory potency. Mayaya aramamanyasya no viyogah tasyasah atmana rama ya remi tyaktva kalam shikshyat. So still her connection is not entirely cut off. Whatever illusory potency is there, but he doesn't have direct relationship, but he's saying that still her connection is not entirely cut off from the absolute truth. When he intends to create the material world, the enormous pastime in which he engages by consorting with his own spiritual, means chit potency, Rama, by casting his glance at the deluding energy in the shape of sending his time energy is an auxiliary activities. So I am going to show the Sri Brahma Samhita chart. So Krishna is here. This is light area. This is a spiritual world. And then dark area is the material world. And in between, this is the river Virasa. And this area is called Mahavakunthas. And then after that, there is a river Virasa and then material world. So Krishna is here. And then also he for Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna and Anuruddha. First quadruple is here, and then second quadruple is here. And from the second quadruple, then Mahasankarsan is appearing. And then from Mahasankarsan, first Purusha avatar. Avatar means descending from spiritual world to material world. And then first Purusha avatar is Mahavishnu. And he is lying here on the causal ocean. All this area is called causal ocean. And you can see the different universes is coming from his breath and also from the pore. Innumerable universes. And each universe has another Vishnu is going. Yesterday, Pyari Prabhu, he was talking about that. So Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he's going. And then each atoms, Shirodaksha Vishnu is there for our form, Vishnu. And so here, this is the Garbhodaksha Vishnu. He's lying on the causal ocean. On his heart, his consort Ramadevi is there. There is no picture of Ramadevi, but Ramadevi is located in his heart. And then on the shadow of Ramadevi, that is called Chaya Devi, and shadow of Ramadevi is Durga Ji. So when he glances on the shadow of the Ramadevi, and that glance is spiritual fully, and he is Vishnu, when it comes in contact with the shadow, means Durga Ji, in other sense, then it became, that glance become the Sambhu, means Lord Shiva. So male and female, and they comes and then they creates, that creation is happening. So that sense, there is no connections, direct connections, and there is also connections too. But there is, and Ramadevi doesn't, in this spiritual realm, there is no, only Ramadevi is there, Lakshmi, but no Durga Ji, Chaya Devi, Maya Devi. There is no Maya Devi. Maya Devi works in this material world. And that's why you see the Durga Ji here. She is called after that Durga. Durga means the fort. And who is the ruler of the fort? Swamini of the fort, that is Durga Ji. She doesn't allow us to go anyone cross from this material world, because she is working under the directions of the Lord. Lord Brahma, he says that she is working according to your will, and then she is cause for the creations and then maintenance and also inhalations. I hope I was able to explain. If any questions, please let me know. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Can I find the chart, Prabhuji? And in between Vaikuntaloka and the material world, what is that river name called?
Viraja.
Viraja.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. And where can I find this chart? It's online, Prabhuji?
It should be online.
What is this chart called?
Brahma Samhita chart.
Oh, Brahma Samhita chart. Okay,
Sri
Prabhuji.
Brahma Samhita chart.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Also, I think you can find as a Golaka chart, right, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Something
I
think
can
similar.
send to the Rasraj Prabhu, then he can send to you. I don't have your phone number, so I
Yeah,
can.
Prabhu, sure. Thank you.
Prabhuji, Raj Prabhu, send it to me.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah, Mataji, I'll send.
Okay, thanks, Prabhuji.
And then Lord Brahma is saying that the secondary process of association with Maya is described in the number 8. Word number 8 is Rama Devi, the spiritual, means chit potency, or beloved consort of the Supreme Lord, is the regulatrix of the entities. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. Who is the? Because plenary portion is the Mahavishnu. The creation, there appears a divine halo of the nature of his own subjective portion, Swamsa. And this halo is divine Sambhu. The light that glance, it goes, and then after that he's saying the masculine symbol are manifested inbuilt of the Supreme Lord. This halo is the dim twilight reflections of the Supreme Eternal Effulgence. This masculine symbol is the subjective portion of divinity who functions as progenitors of the mundane world. Subject to the supreme regulatrix niyati, the conceiving potency in regards to mundane creation makes her appearance out of the supreme regulatrix. She is Maya, the limited, non-absolute opera potency, the symbol of mundane feminine productivities. The intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of perverted cognition, the reflections of the seed of the procreation desire of the Supreme Lord. And then after that, at the beginning of the Sri Brahma Samhita chapter 5, it talks about how the whole universe is located, Goloka pictures, and then after that, he describes about this, how creation happens. So this Sri Brahma Samhita is a condensed version of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then continuously he goes. In number 10, he is saying that the person embodying the material causal principle via the great Lord of this mundane world, Maheshwara, Lord Shiva, Mahesha Sambhu, is in the form of the male generating organ, is joined to his female consort, the limited energy. Limited means Maya Devi. As the efficient causal principle, the Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifest in him by his subjective portion in the form of his glance. So Mahavishnu, Lord Shiva means his glance, and then Chaya Devi, Apara Shakti. So these three things, Chaya Devi or Maya Devi, Lord Shiva, and then Mahavishnu. And then Lord Brahma is talking about the same Mahavishnu creates Vishnu from his left limb, Brahma, the first progenitor of beings, from his right limb, and from the space between his two eyebrows, Sambhu, the divine masculine, manifested hello. So it talks about, so I thought, let me explain that how Lord is Udasin, neutral, because there is no direct relationship. And then it is happening under his control also. And still he has the control, because how it is controlled through him only, but indirect way. But he has the each and everything he's knowing. And then also Srila Prabhupada has given very good analogy for the neutrality, that High Court judge is giving so many decisions, and he is rewarding to someone and he's punishing to someone, and but he is neutral, because what kind of the person who is having either get he has acted according to reward way, or to get killed as a punishment, or to get the some other kind of punishment to put into the jail. But High Court judge is not responsible. That person is responsible for that. So in that sense, Lord is not responsible for the gain and loss. Any question or comment, Hare Krishna, so far?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. And then reference from the Vedanta Sutra, Vaishamya Nera Grinye No, means that reference implies Lord is transcendental to this material duality, because he doesn't have any kind of attachment or not to enviousness. He is free from the duality. And then how? Because based on the past deeds and desire, living entities takes on the different forms. Sometimes he goes to the lower species of life, and sometimes he goes to the higher species of life, and they can go up to the demigods, or they can become as a Brahma, Lord Brahma, or they can be free from all of them and go back to Godhead also. So Lord does not interfere, because free will choice, he has given us free will choice. So according to free will, whatever we are acting, and we are getting the reward or punishment, or to be either not getting rewarded, not getting punishment, just bind our karma, law of karma, and go back to Godhead and our home, depending upon what kind of activity we are performing. And then also means another point it came, that it doesn't means because Lord is not interfering, and then also he is neutral, so it means that he has no engagement. He doesn't have material don't have any material engagement, but he has engagement. And he is always engaged in blissful pastime in spiritual world. And Srila Prabhupada, he has given quote from the Sri Brahma Samhita, verse number 6. So let me read the verse number 6. Evam jyotir mayo deva sad anandaha parat parah atma ramasya tasyati prakritya na samagamah. So atma ramasya tasyati prakritya na samagamah. Before this verse, it has been described about the Goloka, and then after that, Lord Brahma is saying the Lord of the Goloka is the transcendental Supreme Lord. Means Lord Krishna, he is Supreme Lord. At the beginning, he is saying Isvaraha Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadira Adira Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. The own self of eternal ecstasies, he is the supreme of all superiors and is busily engaged in enjoyments of the transcendental realm and has no association with his mundane potency. So there is he has no association with this mundane, with his mundane potency, means in this material world. And how he is engaged, that Sri Brahma Samhita, that I am going to read couple of verse, that blissful activities, just 1 or 2 verse I'm going to read. Number 30, 29 and 30 also, it is good to read. Chintamani prakara shadmasu kalpavriksha lachhavritesu surabhirabhipalayantam Lakshmi sahasrasata sambramya sevyamanam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cow, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affections by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. You will see the Vishnu or Narayan, they have different things in their hand. Sankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma, and have their different activities. But Krishna is having the flute and is surrounded by the gopis. And each gopis are like a Sahasra Lakshmi. So he's engaged with them. And then he's saying, what he's saying? Venum Kvarnantam Aravinda Dalayataksham Barahavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesa Sobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue cloud, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. So that is, he's engaged in all those activities. And maybe 31 also, I can read that. Alola Chandra Lasad Vannamalya Vamsi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shyamam Tribangalalita Niyata Prakasham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon locked, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jewel ornaments, who always reveals in pastime of love, whose graceful threefolds bending form of Shyama Sundara is eternally manifest. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is Srila Prabhupada, but has given by the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because when a commentary came, that time he told, no, it has given by my Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so let it publish as it is. So that's why English is very, very means complicated, and it is very high class of English. In the sloka, beginning with Chintamani Prakara, the transcendental region of the spiritual name of Govinda is the sloka beginning with Venum Kwadamtam, the eternal, beautiful form of Govinda, and in this sloka, the enormous pastime of Govinda, the embodiment of his 64 excellences have been described. All the spiritual affairs that come within the scope of descriptions in the narration of the ecstatic mellow quality, means rasa, are included in the spiritual enormous sports of Govinda. So Krishna is showing and giving his Aishwarya Gyan, so that we can attract to the Krishna and then perform our loving duties to him, unto his lotus feet, and then we can go back to Godhead. And that's why he's giving the glimpse, so that we can attract, and instead of getting attracted by the Maya Devi. Maya Devi, she is working under his directions only, so that she can qualify, she can check who is qualified, who is non-qualified. So those who are engaging in devotional service with full faith and unalloyed devotional service with ekanishta bhava, and then Rama Devi is not interfering. She is giving her assistance, her assistance also. She assists us so that we can go back to Godhead. And she has the Trishul, tridents, and so that indicates that Triguna are there in this material world, and we are getting by all those problems. And better to, she gives the whatever we require, but at the same time she gives the miseries too, so that we can realize this material world is not meant for us, and we should go back to Godhead. And then those who are qualified, then she gives entry and she doesn't interfere, otherwise she will comes every step, and those who are trying to mimic, they will be in this material world. On the name of bhakti, if someone is trying, that's why it is mentioned, we can cheat to everyone. Srila Prabhupada But we can't cheat to Krishna. Krishna, he is the greatest cheater too. And that's why Maya Devi is here to test us. So we should be very thankful to Guru and Krishna, to the Parampara, that by the mercy of the Parampara, we are able to know all these spiritual things, and then knowing the Aishwarya Jnana of the Lord Krishna, we should be thankful to the Srila Prabhupada, who has given his books and wonderful commentary, very easy to understand, even for the unqualified persons too. And we should be very thankful, and then also chant and be happy. So chanting Mahamantra, that is the only things in Kali Yuga. But to enhance the chanting, it is important to know all those Aishwarya Jnana too, and to know the how mundane material works, and then how the jiva is going from one species of the life to another species of the life, so that we can develop the compassion for each and every jiva. So chant and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So I will stop here. Any question or comment?
No question. I just want to say Hare Krishna and thank you very much. I'm on the train from New York going to Connecticut, so that's why I'm not talking too much under the list. Thank you very much for your teaching.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Ramananda Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.